beautiful, kind friends. First of all, Happy New Year. This is officially the first episode of 2026, which feels fake to say out loud, but here we are. If you are listening to this right now, thank you. Genuinely. Whether you've been here since episode 1, because you're my friend, or just randomly found this podcast and decided to stay, I really, really appreciate you more than you know. Also, I really want to thank to every artist who's been on this podcast. Actually, I started the show because I love music very, 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 very much. But being able to talk to artists directly, hear their stories, and have them trust me with their words has been such a privilege. Those conversations changed how I see the industry in ways I don't think I would have understood otherwise. And honestly, going into this year, I really kept thinking about what direction I wanted this podcast to have because, on one hand, I really, really love interviews. That's always going to be the heart of the show. That's literally what made the show. But I also realized I really want space to just yap, just talk. Just me. No guests, no format, just whatever comes to mind, just thoughts. And I think it would be really cool to do more episodes where I talk about the music industry or topics around it from a fan perspective, but also from a slightly more professional one because of the interviews I've done, the people I've met, and I've been very lucky to talk to and being involved in fandom spaces in a real way, which I'm eternally grateful for. And I kind of exist in both worlds, and I feel that both perspectives matter, and I feel like I can talk about it more freely. Also, before I forget, I need to say this because I'm still not over it. This podcast was nominated for Podcast of the Year by Songs Behind the Music Awards, which, again, thank you very, very much. It's very insane to me. I remember a year ago talking with my friends and them being like, you're gonna be nominated next year, and I was like, there's no way, this is literally crazy, genuinely insane, and it happened. So manifestation works, and follow your dreams and don't let anyone get into way. But also, again, going back to the point, it's genuinely insane. I'm so grateful and honored to even be included. There are so many incredible podcasts out there, so the fact that this one is even in the conversation means everything to me. If you want to vote, you can until January 5th, I believe. It's gonna be in my bio, so you can, but still, I'm just really thankful to be there at all. Okay, so now there's everything out of the way. I yapped about everything, so let's talk. I actually wrote Substack about this episode, about this topic, so if you want to read it more than listen to it, you are very welcome to. My Substack is in my bio, so go check it out. As you know, and probably all of you know, or even you became fangirl in the age I did, but when I was around 13, I became a fangirl and I never left. I feel like I just kept upgrading the experience, boys in skinny jeans at the beginning and pop girlies. I was very obsessed with Ariana Grande and Alec Benjamin. So I really loved the slow songs, but also the pop songs. And all of this and the experience and making fan page, it just rewired something in my brain permanently and never left. And from the very beginning, being a fangirl came with this weird social judgment that we all probably experience. If you care too much about music, especially as a teenage girl, people immediately label you as dramatic or crazy or embarrassing. And it's really funny because the behavior itself isn't the problem. It's who is doing it. Men can build their entire personality around a sports team they don't play for, and it's called passion. Men can obsess over little cars or bands and its taste. But when girls cry over songs or line up for concerts or care loudly, suddenly it's cringe. And I'm sorry, but that's not accidental. That's misogyny. It's a very boring, but it's predictable misogyny. And the thing is that gets me is that the fangirls are actually the backbone of the fucking music industry. Like, not even in the dramatic way, in a little measurable way. Fans are doing free labor constantly. Streaming, organizing, promoting, editing, translating, defending, hyping. When an album drops and it feels like this huge moment, that's not just a label doing this job. That's fans making it an event, breaking down lyrics, finding Easter eggs, making edits, talking about it until it's impossible to ignore. And the thing is, labels know this too. They just pretend they don't until it benefits them. They wait for something to go viral that was made by fans, and then they jump in and say like, wow, look at this engagement and look how we're good at managing you, as if fans literally didn't build that momentum from nothing. And then the second fans ask for transparency or better treatment or affordable concert tickets. Suddenly it's toxic fandom behavior, which is wild because fans are also the ones checking in when artists looks burned out, defending them when the internet is being cruel, especially cancel culture, and they're just genuinely caring about their mental health. You see this very clearly with small artists, indie artists, emerging artists, people without massive teams or budgets. Small artist culture runs on connection. Fans finding a song on TikTok or Instagram or Spotify, falling in love with it and refusing to shut up about it. It feels more intimate. Artists talk directly to fans, do smaller tours, go live randomly, and just feel human. And I think that's beautiful. I experienced it. It can be very beautiful, but also remember it can be very exhausting. There's less protection and way more pressure. Sometimes fans forget these are real people, not characters they get unlimited access to. Parasocial relationships are another thing. Everyone pretends they're above, but absolutely no one is. Music is emotional. Songs save people. Feeling connected to an artist is normal. What's not normal is thinking that connection means entitlement. Like, yes, your music changed my life and I love you, but no, that does not mean you owe me access to yours. Artists deserve boundaries. Fans deserve feelings. Both things can exist at the same time. I also wrote a Substack about that, so if you want to check it out, you can. And maybe I can make an episode about this as well. And I really, really want to take a second and talk about HQ accounts as well, because that is a huge part of my life. I also run an HQ account, and honestly, it's the biggest honor ever, especially when you're working with an artist who actually understands you, respects the fandom, and sees fans as collaborators rather than numbers. That kind of relationship makes everything worth it. Fan-run HQ accounts are the backbone of fandoms. Streaming links, voting reminders, schedules, fan projects, all of it is done by fans because they care. And I'm just gonna say it, label-run HQ accounts usually suck, as we can see. Like, they miss things, they're late, they're slow, they don't understand the fan base, and half the time they feel disconnected from the actual community. When HQs are run by fans, there's urgency, accuracy, like, you understand the people, and there's actually genuine love behind it without a big, expecting big reward from it. And from my experience, running one feels like being responsible for organized chaos. So I must admit sometimes it's exhausting, but it's also incredibly rewarding. Fandoms feel like home because of fan-led spaces, whatever it's HQ account or a fan account or whatever, not because of corporate accounts trying to sound relatable. And I think the biggest thing I want to say is that this isn't a phase. It never was. Caring deeply about music, about artists, about community, that's culture. Fangirls are mocked until everyone suddenly wants what they built. The loyalty, the passion, the aesthetic. But we were here before the charts and the awards and the think pieces. We stayed when the label forgot to promote. We hyped the artists when there were 20 listeners. So, yeah, if someone laughs and fangirls or teenage girls for caring too much, just remember who sold out the tour, who trended the song, and who is still awake at 2 a.m. posting streaming links like it's their full-time job. Anyway, that's my first episode of 2026. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. And especially thank you to the girls who care about the music industry, because none of this exists without you.